Everybody welcome. My name is James Ketchum. I am the head of the soundboard team at Edge Theory. We are an official Juice Plus partner along with my teammate Carrie Reed from the West Coast. Carrie, thanks for joining. For some reason, I don't think Carrie can hear me. Technology. Our purpose today is to talk through the process of making a content calendar. Certainly want to let you keep in mind that the soundboard always has your back. We've always got content there for you, but the purpose of today is to think through some consistency, to think through some topics that are worth revisiting, to think through topics that are valuable to your business, and the best way to go about sharing those in a way that's not burdensome to you when it comes to thinking about sharing your stuff. Okay, so why go for a content calendar at all? Because it helps you think about what you want to post next. I know that, again, Soundboard makes it easy because you can hop on there and you can just find the newest and best stuff. But when you have a sense of regularity with what you post, a lot of times your audience reacts well to that. And it also helps you focus on the part of the healthy living story that you want to tell. Of course, it helps you be consistent with a beneficial message. And it also gives you that sense of you're always putting out information that is new and relevant in these topic areas, okay? And so a lot of what we're going to talk about today is these ongoing health conversations that are occurring on social media. How do you get in front of those conversations? How do you help be a part of those conversations? And the soundboard is going to do a lot of that for you. We're going to be providing that type of stuff, but we also want you to be aware of it because there are aspects of being a real person and being a live presence on social media that the soundboard, of course, can't do for you. For instance, being involved in a Twitter chat about a topic. Incredible way to get new contacts, meet new people, find people that are interested in those same topics. So how do you identify, how do you find those things that are going on? How do you get involved in them? That is a big reason why we want to think through this topic, this content calendar idea. Okay, real quick plug here. Totally free resource, whether or not you are a Soundboard subscriber. If you've already checked out Social 30, just friendly reminder that it is there. It can be shared. Social 30 is a totally free ebook that I wrote that gives you tips and tricks every single day for 30 days, active steps that you can take to do something beneficial for your business on social media that day. It's not a website where you check in and you have to commit for 30 days and you check in. It is truly a PDF that if you look at it every day for 30 days, there's something else, something new there to offer. You can share the link with whoever you want. You can download it, print it out, whatever you want to do is there. Some of what we're going to be talking about over the next 4 weeks would be reiterated in the Social 30. Some of it won't be, but again, friendly reminder that it is there as a resource for you. All right, so when we think about content calendar, we're going to approach it from two perspectives. One is what we're looking at right now is major topics to cover on a regular basis for two reasons. One is that they are selling points not only for the product, but they're also really huge conversations to be a part of. The other thing, or the other aspect that we're going to talk about is health and awareness months. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is on a week-to-week basis. Are there topics that you want to revisit? And of course, my thought and suggestion is yes, there are topics and conversations that you want to revisit on a frequent basis because they can lead to more opportunities. Again, I'm not a rep. I'm a longtime consumer of Juice Plus, but my understanding is that children's health and the children's health study is a huge aspect of what you have to talk about with new people when it comes to our society that moves so fast. How do we feed our children on a healthy basis, on a regular basis, when they're not getting the nutrition that they need? How do you get them that nutrition that they need? Okay, incredible conversation starter. So when you're thinking about, I broke this into 4 topics because these are loosely 4 topics that I think are worth revisiting month in and month out. Okay, so make the children's health study, or children's health in general, or even family health, the topic that you aim for the first month of the week. Excuse me, the first week of the month. And, you can keep it kind of loose, but just know, like, hey, the first calendar week of the month, this is what I'm going to focus on. And I'm going to, here's all these hashtags that go with this particular topic. Incredible conversations that are going on all the time that allow you to get involved in these bigger conversations. We have talked about this in the past, but friendly reminder, a hashtag. I bring this up again because somebody asked me this morning on the soundboard chat. A hashtag, when you go look at your content and you've used a hashtag and you click on it, it will take you to all the other messages, if it's a public Facebook post or an Instagram post or a tweet that contain that hashtag. And so the perception is, if you're starting with looking at your own stuff and you click on a hashtag, it takes you to other people's content. Well, you got to reverse your view on that. The purpose of a hashtag is not for you to have the perception that if somebody clicked on it in your message, it's going to take them away from you. The point is, there's this huge conversation going on out there, and we want to insert you into it to be found in this larger conversation through the power of the hashtag. So that's why I have all these here. These are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to beneficial, hashtags and ways to get involved. But again, take each one of these topics because I think a lot of these are very missional to the company's direction that they would like for you to take. Of course, they're very topical, related to the products and your health-centered lifestyle. But again, the purpose here is for you to have these themes to revisit on a regular basis. The first week of every month, not every single post that I do is going to be about this, but I'm really going to focus on children's health. I mean, there's always something to talk about. We're coming up on flu season. There's always such a big debate around the flu vaccine. You may have a very specific opinion about that. Well, let that opinion drive the articles that you choose from the soundboard that first week of the month, and really focus on children's health in that regard. Second week of the month, it's all about fruits and veggies this week for my topics. So I'm going to be looking for vegan recipes to share. I'm going to be looking for organic food news. One of these big reports that just came out, I think it was yesterday, I put an article on the soundboard about, are all these foods that we're eating that are labeled organic really organic or not? Unfortunately, it seems like the USDA's dismantled a lot of that, and it really isn't. But those are the kind of news stories that you want to be a part of, that you want to be having your audiences involved in. Okay, same with these other 2 topics. I mean, I could spend the whole session here talking about this, but I've, again, presented this as 4 potential, you pick, but 4 potential topics to revisit for a week's span across the space of a month, and then the next month you do it again. You keep hitting these same things over and over in order to generate that interest and to be that authority. And again, we at the soundboard are working very diligently on providing the kind of content that's going to present interesting intersections between these major topical ideas and things that are going on in the news and in the world and in the month-to-month stuff. Okay. Now, this is Carrie's genius mind, her creativity and her organization all coming into bear here. And this is an example of a content calendar that we use for our Healthy Living Soundboard Facebook page. Just week in and week out, we know what our plan is, what we're going to promote, what we're going to be doing, and what action steps need to be taken to get there. You can see it's fairly repetitive, but that's okay. That's what we're shooting for this month, so that there is consistency to the message. Carrie, did you want to unpack this at all?
Sure, I'd be happy to. For us, and as you guys know with Soundboard, a big part of what we do is, and what we're really teaching you guys to do, is to not be overly promotional. We don't want to, just like you guys don't want to be pushing your products all the time, we don't want to be pushing soundboard. So we're always looking for new ideas, where you'll see on Tuesday where it says promote video. We have so many of you guys have done a session with James where you're giving your feedback on what Soundboard has done for you or your business. For us, it's so much better to hear you guys say it, and how you're using it. What I find really interesting in watching all these different videos is it's the same tool that it seems like everybody is I don't want to say using different, but it seems to offer something slightly different to each person. So we really like to get those out. These teaching webinars, for me, like, this is, the same thing with us. We're always trying to learn the newest trends in digital and social media, and it's constantly changing. So, these are something that we're really proud of, is that we have these webinars for you guys. So we definitely want to promote that and get it out there. And again, that these are always things that you guys, we value your feedback on. If there are certain topics that you wish we'd spend more time on, we always listen to that kind of feedback and try to tailor these to something that would work best for you. The idea for today, focusing on a content calendar, is specifically in a handful of training calls. I've had different people say, well, okay, I have it, but how often should I post, and on what, how many times on this network and how many times on this platform? So again, it's really great to, you get busy, you get slammed, to just look and say, oh, it's Wednesday. Have we pushed a webinar, or have we, talked about our newsletter, or whatever that is. So as much as each of these things on our list are specific to us, referring back to that last slide that James just showed you, with the different hashtags, you could think about, okay, on Monday, I'm really going to talk to my moms, because I'm a mom, and we know that's when everybody's starting their week off that way, right? So you could really kind of narrow your focus that way by kind of touching on different topics that resonate with you and your team or your clients in the same way.
Cool. Thank you. All right. So I threw this in here real quick as a thoughts of the day, best time to post. And so this is on an Eastern time zone. In one of the trainings that we give, we talk about this. And this graphic to me made a good bit of sense. I don't agree with every single thing on here, but I think it makes sense in general, if you're looking at the bell curve of the trends, when is the best time to post? I would argue that Twitter can go pretty much 24 hours a day at this point. Because it is such a global platform. It is used by the entire English-speaking world. Twitter, to me, I don't ever look at timestamps on Twitter. If I'm after a piece of information and it's on there, I'm good. A lot of things we've talked about with Facebook. Facebook, generally, your best times are outside of work hours. So that 5 to 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Window before people are really settling down at work. And then in the evening, 6 to 8, even into 9 p.m. Now, if you look at Facebook's trending usage, it drops way off after 9:30 p.m. And so, don't make a post at 11:30 p.m. at night and think you're going to catch your audience. You're not. LinkedIn, people check in. It is a work thing. They check in the mornings, and I guess they don't think about it again. But, in those business hours, do that. So just in general, here's some times to think about, and also don't feel like this is a lockstep thing. Do what you're going to do. So a couple of quick, friendly reminders about the functionality of the soundboard. We do have a built-in search in the soundboard. If you're logged in, you look at the top left, there's a magnifying glass. You can search for anything by topic. And then if you're not familiar with Buffer or you want some refreshers, we've got some other trainings on that. I'm not going to get into it, but Buffer helps you schedule this stuff out. You plug in your social media channels, and then you pick a post from Soundboard, decide when it's going to go out. So that's super easy to think, okay, this week is children. I'm going to talk about children's health. I'm going to go find those articles for those busy moms. I'm going to find those articles about healthy lunches to pack. I'm going to find that article about preparing nutritionally for the cold and flu season. Those are the kinds of things that I want going out this week. And you don't have to put a big banner on your Facebook profile. I'm talking about X this week. Of course not. Be yourself, tell your healthy living story. But again, this is to help try to take a mental load off of you so that you've kind of got, when you start the week, okay, here's the focus. Here's where I want my conversations to be directed. Here's the kind of people I'm trying to connect with. Now I can go to Soundboard, quickly find those things, quickly get them scheduled, and everything's going to work out. Now, these last couple slides here, I wanted to spend a few minutes on and give you all some big picture things to be thinking about in the coming months. Okay, so remember, we talked about it just from a general week to week. Now there's some specific things here that you're really probably going to want to figure out how to be a part of. Okay, and so September obviously is almost over. This has been Fruits and Veggies More Matters month. So if you are a Soundboard user and we tweet for you, we've been tweeting about this a lot. But what a great thing to capitalize on these last few days of the month. It is from the American Dietetics Association. I think I'm saying that right. Dietitians. I know both of those are real words. Actually, I'm not sure if they're both real words. The American Dietitians Association, let's just say that, has declared this to be year in and year out Fruits and Veggies month. So certainly have kept you in that conversation. As we're going through these, the best thing to do is get on Twitter, search for this hashtag, see what's going on. Get on Facebook, search for this hashtag. But also just Google this, Google Healthy Aging Month. Some of these are put on by organizations that know how to promote themselves. And if you look for this particular awareness month, you might find some infographics that are designed to be shared on social media. We're already doing that for you if we're tweeting for you. We've found those things, but there may be good things to put on Facebook and things like that if you want to. Also, there are more than this, but these are the ones that we found that we thought are more tied into the nutrition conversation, and you can more logically, I guess, insert yourself and the product into it at some point that it goes smoothly. Okay, so September, October, November, there's a way more than this, and you can just search for Health Awareness Month 2017 if you want to see those. Healthy Aging Month is September. National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. I thought that would be something terrific to be a part of and talk about that childhood nutrition and early setting good habits early. Whole Grains Month. Carrie, I know I've done a little bit of homework on this. Is this one of those ones that feels more like it was built and designed by General Mills, or does it seem legit?
Which one?
Whole Grains Month.
Whole Grains Month is legit. National Women's Health and Fitness. I'm sorry, James, I might have told you the wrong day. It is the 27th, Wednesday.
27th. Okay.
And that one does look kind of cheesy. I'll actually just plug a quick link to this one, but it's still, right up our alley. So we should support it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. I mistyped there. Tomorrow's National Women's Health and Fitness Day, the 27th. So, just make a tweet, make a Facebook post, make an Instagram post from, whatever you're doing. You walking 2 miles, or are you doing CrossFit, or are you wishing you were, whatever. Get involved in that conversation. October has fewer months associated with it because the breast cancer awareness movement has kind of subsumed all the others. Nobody wants to go up against it. I'm sure you're aware of it. The hot pink shoes on the NFL players and the hot pink, whatever you can think of is hot pink is all about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But I thought the Health Literacy Month was interesting. This is where they're just trying, the whole movement is to get people more educated about what it means to be aware of your own health. There's some good resources in place if you search for that one. Third week of the month is National Health Education Week. And then World Food Day is October 16th. And that's something that's been going on for a number of years. And it's all about, first world versus third world food discrepancies. But they've also taken on the message of, in our own country, the lack of nutrition available to the richest nation in the world. And so a lot could be dealt with there with food deserts and interesting way to bring up sustainable gardening and those types of conversations. November, Diabetes Month. That's definitely a big one. Certainly, I'm sure you have plenty to share from a nutritional standpoint with that. And it is so common that, you may have a family member or even yourself that has struggled with it. So, be sure to be as personal as possible in some of these. Healthy Skin Month, you can certainly take a nutritional approach to that. A Prematurity Awareness Month, I really did some homework on this. They haven't made an official hashtag yet, but my twins, I am convinced, were carried to 37 weeks by my wife because of Juice Plus. So I know that a lot of the scientific papers or the studies that were done around Juice Plus were about pregnant mothers and how pregnancy problems decreased dramatically because of the product. So I thought that was an incredible one to be a part of. GERD Awareness Week, I forgot to put the date there. I'll have to look that one up. I think it's later in the month. And then National Family Health History Day is on Thanksgiving. And the point of that is that when you're sitting around the table with your family, or everybody's fallen asleep on the couch after the meal, you actually ask people what their health history is in your family, so that you can be aware of it. And I thought that would be a very interesting conversation to try to be a part of. Again, no hashtag announced yet, but be watching for that. And, let Google be your guide on some of these, because they'll have some of these have entire websites dedicated just to them. December, all the awareness months. Nobody gets sick in December. Isn't that funny? This is the only thing. Crohn's and colitis. So, talk about intestinal health, but otherwise there was no mention of anything else.
But I'm just going to just back you up there at the end. I mean, all of these, we can also use the calendar, right, of like national holidays, right? So yeah. October, you've got Halloween, and what are some healthy treats you can share with your treaters, right? You can make them all your own. Thanksgiving, Christmas, obviously, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
That's right. So a couple of questions that have come through. One, Tom asked, is buffer schedule for optimum times? So once you get going with buffer, it will start to optimize things for your audience. At first, it doesn't, and so don't trust it. But as you get usage with it, it will track when your audience most reacts with your posts. And then there's this button when you're scheduling stuff that says add to queue instead of you forcing it to go out at a certain time. And when you do that, it'll just throw it in at the best time. So use it for a couple weeks before you try that, but yes, it will optimize that. And then Tom asked, when updating articles on Twitter, it won't allow me to hashtag them. Tom, I guess I need a little more info, but I think that might have to do with the character count limitation, because Twitter doesn't really care what you put on it as long as you're in that character count. But I'd need a little bit more info, I guess, to answer that better. Okay, well, we have come up on our half hour. We're going to try to stick to it week in and week out. Hope this has been helpful. And again, if you have any questions, you can email me. I'm James at Edge Theory. I'm on Voxer, James Ketchum 750. Carrie, are you on Voxer? I don't even know.
Yes, my Voxer name is my first name, middle name, last name, Carrie Amber Reed.
Okay,
Voxer.
there you go. Okay, Ken. Buffer, who said if you schedule a post in Facebook, Facebook will push down your post. It knows it's coming from a third party. Okay, so I have read a lot of white papers on this topic, and more of them that I have read say that Facebook and their algorithm does not care if you use a scheduling tool. I have read that it does, but I have read more recent and I guess what I would consider better researched articles that say Facebook does not care if you use Buffer or Hootsuite or Postcron or something like that to schedule stuff. So, I mean, with anything on the internet, you're going to find conflicting information, but I've never had trouble with it. And one of the things, that Buffer does such a good job of is showing you your readership and your click count and all that stuff. And I've never seen a problem with that or had a problem with that. So hope that helps. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. Oh, wait, more questions coming through. Oh, that's great. All right,
just
thanks,
a reminder, you guys, when is the next event, James?
So the next event is going to be this Thursday at the same time, 3 p.m. Central. It'll be the same Zoom channel. And I'm embarrassed to say I don't even remember off the top of my head what the topic is. But it's going to be
I just put in a link for so you guys can keep an eye out for it. But again, we always want to know what you guys want to learn more about. So I do encourage you to reach out to us on Facebook or James via email, me via Voxer, any of these places. Please just let us know, and we really want to customize these to you. Facebook Live. Oh, thank you, Ken.
Thank you. All right, so I'm putting my Voxer in here, and let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you Thursday. Thanks for joining. And also, I will put this on Facebook, and I'll put the link to it in that giant Voxer thread that I have. And if you are not in that Voxer thread of all the soundboard announcements, then feel free to Vox me and ask me to put you in it, and I'll be happy to do that. Okie dokie. I'm out. Bye, friends.
Bye.